early.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
We live here. Welcome to Taking Those Shorts podcast. I am your host, Jay Grizzly Green, aka Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bone, aka the Great Grizzle, aka the Great Grizzly Leader, aka Hide Your Auntie, aka today it's my birthday. And I could think of no better way to do a podcast of Taking Those Shorts there with three brothers that I've known from eighth grade all the way up until adulthood, and they've seen me in situations I like not to say. I have no drops tonight, y'all. Y'all can see the setup. Y'all got me. This is Marcus's setup, by the way. Yeah. So speaking of Marcus, let me go ahead and introduce him first. He is the host of Ain't No Half Stepping. He is the founder and owner of Legacy Internet Radio. He is the yogi, my guy, Mr. Marcus J. Round of applause for him. What's up, Mark?
What up?
Nothing much, man. Hey, what's up with the Knicks? Do we still have Mark or he there?
I think you broke him.
I think he broke. I'm gonna have to bring him back in. While we get that straight, we'll go to Tim. My next guy here is the light skinned Alpo. Here's a regular Taking No Shorts podcast. There he is, Mark. He back. He froze on me. Oh man, we having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me, Mark?
Just showing America. Here we go.
Hey, first of all, while Mark straighten out his thing, Tim,
What's
why
up,
you got to show everybody what the fuck is in your house so you can get robbed?
Hey, let them know. Hey, I'm represent. Oh, I got something for them if they want to show up. I can show out.
I bet you nobody's gonna watch this podcast. No, nobody's gonna watch this.
I see Marcus representing New York. You know his Giants right there. So I'm just putting the Ram Nation on.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you now. Hey, look, you went out as soon as
I hope y'all can hear me.
We can hear you good, Mark.
But I think he froze up again. Yeah, he froze up again.
Man, I pay good money for this internet.
I hope y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, but the connection, you coming in and out, you freezing. But I saw you shake your hand.
Let me shut down and come back.
That'll work. Thank you. First of all, your bitch ass didn't even know it was my birthday today.
Hey, look here. I'm gonna send you a dozen roses tomorrow. All right.
Well, I got flowers. I'm a plant guy. I got flowers, but it'll be the least. What the fuck was you doing all day today to where you couldn't say happy birthday to your boy?
I was working. I was saving lives.
They got you. Do they know your history? Do they know what you're capable of doing?
Yes, they do. That's why they gave me the job. All right.
Right.
Hey.
Device not connected. Let me see. What is it saying? You'll need to connect your mic cam before adding yourself to this stream. I'm not trying to add myself, so can I delete myself? It doesn't matter. Last but not least, another participant on this podcast. He is the co-host of Taking No Shorts podcast. He is the resident atheist. Lightning is fitting to shoot down right now where he's at. His name is on his hat, and he's my college roommate. Ladies and gentlemen, B. What up, B?
What up, Jay? What up, Tim?
What up?
Nothing
Mark,
much, man.
whenever you get back.
You in the parking lot of your local library for the internet?
No. This place just don't have a good 5G signal most of the city, so this is the best spot in town.
This the best. Well, I can say this: it's better than what Marcus had. If I had time today, guys, I would have put together the board and everything, just like because I have a virtual board, just like I have in the office, but didn't pan out. Thank you guys for coming on such short notice. Let me see if I can invite Mark again.
I want some chicken wings for this.
Well, I mean,
DoorDash, motherfucker.
Oh no, wait! You know how much that shit costs?
I don't care. You got the money, shit.
Let's talk about my birthday, man.
You act like a little teenage girl. It's my baby. It's my baby. I can cry if I want.
When you get to where we are, middle age, who wants to put that? Tell me you're older than me, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm older than you, bitch.
But you look like the dude off of King of the Hill. What's that dude be?
Boomhauer, motherfucker.
Baumhauser.
That's Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell him. I did not know you were that country.
Hey, so you can call it what it is.
Country.
I'm still here though.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody have a birthday last week?
My sister.
Yeah.
Why'd you say yeah like that?
Who? Me?
That wasn't a good yeah. You said yeah like.
No, because it sparked my memory. So like, yeah, I remember somebody had a birthday.
Yeah, in a birthday suit.
Yeah, we look. They got closed captions for everything on Facebook, y'all. They got the closed captions. So if you're on Facebook, if you want to see what you said, let it be known. Y'all see what happened with this John Morant guy?
Hell yeah, dumbass.
Yeah, what you think? I mean, he what, 22? How old does he be?
I don't even know. I missed the whole thing. This last thing, I missed all of it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker flashing his gun again.
Again?
Yeah. And the thing is, his boys are dumb as shit because they filming him, you know. So you got two dumb motherfuckers. You know his ass is stupid. So why you even gonna have your phone out? You know, that's like taking pictures at a fucking damn stripper party or some shit. You know, you just leave the shit at home. You know.
Yeah.
Think about this. I'm gonna be devil's advocate for a second. You couldn't tell 24. You couldn't tell a broke 24-year-old. Tell him, no, you weren't broke because you had a car. You weren't even at 24. You was married, right? But
yeah,
you couldn't have told a 19 or 20-year-old Tim what to do and what not to do, right?
Nah,
you couldn't. So a lot of folks came down on the first time, and now a lot of folks coming down on the second time. Like, what you gonna say? What you gonna do? He got to figure out the hard way. This is how you know when you raising your kids. You gotta let them know. Look, life gonna show you better than I can teach you.
Yeah, but guess what? When I was 24, my 24 was different than his 24. I didn't have all the shit that he got to lose. I had a lot to gain, not the shit to lose like he got, you know. So
yeah, but if you had 20, if you were sitting on $200 million guaranteed, right?
Exactly. I'd be walking on chills.
No, I know you took Tim at 20.
Yeah, I can lose this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You could lose the shit. We got some folks checking us out on. Let's see who it is. Somebody checking me out on the thing. I don't look. Y'all gotta bear with me on social media. This is the first time I did a 3 simulcast. I'm doing a triple. What is that? A triple cast? I'm doing a triple cast. I'm doing it on my YouTube.
We're having a threesome.
I'm doing it on my YouTube. I'm doing it on my Facebook page for the podcast, and I'm also doing it for my personal.
His OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm doing it for my OnlyFans. My wife gave me the open mouth emoji. Which, she's like, "Why are you dressed up like you're going to church in the family room?" No, John Morant. Okay.
Hey, it just let you know that first apology was fake as shit.
Yeah.
That's all that was, you know.
I mean, but yeah, there was a whole bunch of cats that was jumping off the porch for him. I won't say jumping off the porch, but they were advocating for him. A lot of NBA players was like cut him some slack. bear with him. We all remember, and let's think about this. Look at it this way: AI, right? The Virginia cat, Newport News cat. Allen Iverson was into a lot of shit.
Yeah, Governor
He
Wild.
he was in a brawl, but this is before he got to the NBA. But it's all been in the news and everything. But he seemed, and even when he was in the league, he was getting into trouble.
Yeah, but not like this. It's a different world now. You got cameras everywhere. When AI was out there doing his dirt, you didn't have you had cameras out there, but you had big ass shit where a news crew was out there. Now everybody can just take out every damn thing that you're doing now. So
that doesn't take away, but that don't take away from bad behavior. Even I see what you're saying. You're saying the internet, social media, you can get caught now, right?
Yeah, you see the bad behavior instead of just hearing about it.
Exactly.
But
you got to think, you call out the two of them.
The bad behavior was still out there, though. I mean, like just because you got the internet in your hand or social media in your hand, don't change who you are. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Now it's easy for the world to see it, though.
There's more like 200 some players.
We upset at John Morant because the world got to see his stupidity again, or at him. See, I'm more upset at him.
I'm upset at him because his dumb ass did it again, and he did it so damn quickly after the first incident. So it's like, damn, man, you ain't even wait.
I still say cut
2 years.
I mean, they're gonna suspend him probably for a whole. Probably the talks are half a year or whatever. But
give him the whole year.
Yo, Mark is back. Hold on. Hold on. There he is. Oh my God, he's back. He came back.
What's up, gentlemen? Brother? Yo, peace, man. Sorry about that technical stuff, man. I'm working.
I was just sitting here, partaking. I was getting intros while you had froze up and you had the technical difficulties. So please allow me to intro you again. He is a good friend. Without him, taking those shorts would not be possible. He is also the owner of Legacy Internet Radio and Legacy TV. He is the host of Ain't No Half Steppin'. He is my brother. He is a yogi as well as our part. He is the reason why when y'all see me on the internet doing my lotus pose and everything, I'm trying, Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus J. Give it up for him.
What up?
Thank you, man. Peace, gentlemen. Peace to everybody. Thank you, man. That's an outstanding introduction. I'll pay you what I owe you later.
Hey, man, what's going on with your internet?
I don't know. I just had them people in here yesterday doing some stuff, and ever since then it ain't been right. So it's a whole thing. But I'm here now, man. I had to switch to the cell phone. So I don't know how long the battery's gonna last.
I was just getting into I'll make sure when available, and even when I'm not available, because you can watch Ain't No Half Steppin' from any device, because it's on just about every Monday on his Facebook and YouTube. But I watched the show last night, and I would like to say, first of all, you have a wonderful crew. Shout out to Damon. What Damon at? Damon left?
I dropped him at the airport this morning. So he's back. He's back in Atlanta.
He's back in Atlanta. All right.
What's that?
Huh?
No, I'm with you. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna have to go down to Atlanta with him because I think he gonna show either him or K Dub definitely gonna take me to one of them latest joints.
With that suit, you'll fit in Atlanta just fine.
Yes, they are known for having wonderful establishments.
Thank you.
You gonna be at the Blue Oyster Bar.
Yeah.
They like to make it look. Yeah, they gonna needle me. You know how when I get used to get high, Mark, I'm used to, but you used to needle me when I get high. Mark has a way of fucking with me like nobody else. See, I'm sober, and these cats is gonna fuck with me while I try to host my own birthday podcast in my own house.
Always
You
got
see what I'm saying?
birthday in it. It's my
Hey man,
he's 16. It's a sweet 16 birthday, ladies and gentlemen.
It be your own people, Mark.
it be your own peoples, man. Every time.
So let me get your take on, and I know you all talked about this a little bit on Ain't No Half Stepping.
Yeah.
And the angle we were taking with John Morant was: are we upset that he did it again, or that he got caught on the internet because we're in this social media age, right? Like, what is it? What is the issue with our community with John Morant? Because I use Allen Iverson as an example. While you're away, Allen Iverson had stuff before he even got to Georgetown, the bowling alley fight, bad connections in Philly and in DC, and he seemed to weather the storm. So I still, my opinion, and not to be contradictory, my opinion was I'm still gonna cut him some slack. Let him serve his half a season and see if he mature. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the Allen Iverson analogy is a bad analogy because Allen Iverson was a teenager and John Morant's a grown ass man who already did something really stupid with like 100 O's instead of the U. He did something really stupid. And then when he was given grace, he already got his second chance. He's on it. And he goes and he does it again. Now, let me be real clear. We live in an open carry state here in Virginia. And some of us actually have concealed carry licenses. I'm not one of those people who, oh, guns are so bad and all those kinds of things. I'm not that person. So don't even peg me that. But what I am is I'm not about stupidity. And when you work for a private company with an obvious decorum standard, and you've already been given your second chance, we sitting around looking at this dude like, oh, he didn't know any better. First of all, let's talk about his friends. Let's talk about where are they? Because whoever this dude is in the car with him ain't his friend. You're supposed to be smart enough, even if your friend ain't smart enough. Even if the athlete is not smart enough, he needs to be surrounded by people who are. Like, who is this dude holding the camera? Don't you know who you in the car with? You 22 years old.
I'm gonna go to Mark
22 years old, and you on the verge of flushing your entire career in the trash over what? Looking cool with a gun? How stupid are you? How stupid are you?
I'm gonna be devil's advocate, but I'm not even gonna be devil's advocate.
Because you want the streets, you want the street to think you look tough. Are you kidding me?
I want to
really?
expand the conversation. Hear me out. I want to expand the conversation only on this point. It might sound contradictory, and I don't want it to come off as such. But we all, Mark, Tim, B, we all were 24, 23. And without 200 million. Without 200 million. I'm not saying first time he was right or wrong. First time he was wrong. Second time he was wrong, right? But we all was those cats that when we was, I don't know what I'm gonna use an example. Tim, you know where we from? You don't be down at Randolph past 6 o'clock, right? Or past the street lights, but you wanted to be down there to see what the action was.
Yeah.
You could have easily got mixed up, and we didn't have 200 million. So that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my angle with. Let me get to the comments with Tim Man here. Tim Man say John Morant about to work security at Kings Dominion.
The Papa shot.
Hey, that was funny, but I like everybody's take on that. Didn't you want somebody to show you some grace?
I understand everything. I understand everything you just said, Grizz, but I'm not changing a word that I said because at the end of the day, you have the resources to surround yourself with people who would keep you from being destructive. And just because you're young, that's not an excuse for stupidity. That's not an excuse for blowing your second chance. So you
Yeah.
can give him grace. I'm not somebody that wants to throw John Morant away. I'm not saying that,
Okay,
and I'm also
that's what I was
one.
asking.
I have an issue with them taking half this man's money from him. I got an issue with him being suspended for the season. So don't think what I'm saying is me coming down harshly on him with regards to what the league decides to do. I don't really care about any of that. That part, it doesn't really resonate with me. What happens to the team and get games suspended? I don't care about none of that. I care about that young man who has the world literally right here, and he's about to flush it because he wants to look cool on the internet. That's what I got a problem with. I don't care about the league and how they want to punish him. I hope they don't take his money because I don't want to see the young brother lose money. But at the end of the day, this was dumb, and he
Hey,
opened himself
y'all
up for whatever these white folks want to
keep
do
it
to
going
him.
because my phone about to go out.
Right. And right. And Marcus, man, I agree with you 100%. To see,
Yeah.
to use the analogy, him and I hanging out and doing that, but I didn't have, like I told him earlier, I didn't have all that to lose that this young brother got to lose. But also, I wasn't a role model, for a lot of kids out there that this guy is. Now whether or not he wants to be a role model is beside the point. He is for a lot of young brothers and sisters out there right now. So whether he wants to be a role model or not, he is. And that's all there is to it. So he's got to show a better example, way better than what I was doing out there when I was his age. That's for
Shoot, I had nothing to lose, and I didn't want to lose any of it.
sure.
I stayed on a straight and narrow. How many ball players that are from the hood that isn't in as much trouble as he is?
Not a
What?
lot.
It's like what, 200 players, and he's the number one dumbass right now.
Yep, exactly.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when you have technical difficulties. Mark knows about that. 10 Man had a comment. 200 million ain't even the issue. The issue is what's really going on with him. Has to be mental. I think the pressure. He's right. I think the pressure of coming into that type of money and not having folks. What I learned one time. I learned this in therapy. Like no boundaries, none. Nobody put no boundaries around me. That's why I'm so batshit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I had Tim know my people, everybody know my people, but when you growing up and people that are, trying to figure their way through this life just as much as and trying to raise children at the same time, you just got to figure it out. And when you don't have those boundaries, like I think Shannon Sharp said, something about what his dad is doing because his dad is on Front Street, right, all the time when at Grizzlies games, and which I got the impression before all of this happened is that his dad was an integral part in his life, right?
Yeah.
Because you thought, okay, that means that he didn't come from a broken home or he didn't come from a single parent home. But God, if you got a dad in the house and you still rolling the blicky like that, I mean, honestly, y'all thoughts on that?
Well, look, if you might be from the hood, but once you make it, you can't bring the hood with you. Don't forget where you come from, but at the same time, you can't bring that shit with you, and you can't bring everybody with you out the hood. And he seemed like he trying to bring everybody, with him. You got to change your mindset once you make it. And I don't think he's ready.
He need to have a
You think
conversation
he
with Hammer.
changed? You think third time is a charm? Because I could think of Roy. Anybody know Roy Tarpley? I know Mark, you a basketball fan. Remember Roy Tarpley played for
Yeah, I mean,
Dallas?
at some point, you gotta say, you know what, this is egregious. I mean, look at the fact that he just did this. He's already gotten his second chance. Like that hammer's gonna come down hard now. And I want to advocate for the young brother, but it's difficult. You asked me about K
I
Dub a
want to.
little while ago, right? let me tell you this. Let me tell you this about K-Dub, right? When we were growing up, he was the high school basketball player. And his friends, of which I am and Damon is, we never did nothing crazy with him around because he had so much to lose. Like, he was the athlete. Now, obviously, we had stuff to lose too, but he's the athlete.
Not like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that in certain circles, that's just kind of common knowledge. And I just question who he got around him.
You got to protect the
And look,
golden
Mark,
child.
that was in high school. So he is the equivalent to 2 years. Let's say he would have been a senior in college now, as opposed to 3 or 2 years in the NBA. We had enough knowledge back then to say to ourselves, "Look, that's how I came up. I don't know how they got Tim mixed up in the street game, but they was like, yo, Grizzy is, we know his people's good. Second, he a square, don't get him caught up. Like, there was people in our culture that did that, right? I saw and I'll parlay it. Tim, you want to retort to your what's the name of the boy that got killed? That I refer you as. What's your AKA?
Oh, Alpo.
Yeah, you want to talk about your Alpo life?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to get involved in that shit, but I did it mainly for the thrills. To be honest with you, my family was well to do, so I didn't have to go out there and do that shit. But once they cut my ass off,
you was calling me.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what they did to show me tough love, and I think that's what people got to do with this motherfucker Jarrett now, man. Hey, I bet once he realized what he really got to lose, I bet you that'll sober his ass up.
Yeah, I think so too. I just hope. I hope he pulls out like AI and even better, But I don't think there's nobody around him to do such a thing, because if your daddy, let's talk about dads for a moment tonight, right? If your dad, if first time you bucked on your dad, let's go a story. Story time with Jay Grizzly for his birthday. First time, and I'll start first, and then I'll go around the room. And I think I'm gonna say what I think is gonna be the best story for last. But I told my dad one time he won't gonna spank me. He won't gonna whoop me. Can you imagine how that went down? Because I was like 12. I was 12. 12 is really when you busting nuts, right? 12 is, I think 11 or 12 was, could nobody short of Darth Vader beat me? You know what I mean? So I told my dad, because I had punched my sister in the eye because she stuck her finger in my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right?
Oh, why you do it to my baby?
Yeah, fuck you, Tim. And rightfully so, there was a debate amongst the women in my family. They said, what you did was bad, but we got to try to keep your daddy from killing you. And so, what black women do, and this harkens back to, like, I'm a history guy. This harkens back to slavery time. But like, they had I didn't know this until after the fact. I think Mark died out.
Yeah,
yeah. But this didn't happen until after the fact. Like, they had a meeting to see whether the women of the family would allow me to get my ass whooped.
Is that a
because
thing?
They knew if they would have look Tim looking like what?
Yeah, I ain't know we had a reprieval. Shit,
yeah. You had a reprieve, bro. You had a reprieve. All right, there we go. Oh, he's trying, but he not. Yeah, he's trying. I think he's got to hook his power back into his phone. So if he can get back in, I'll let him in. There we go.
I'm here.
I appreciate you, bro. I understand you got. I had to step away myself, so I'll make it brief so I let everybody get their story in. So in essence, Mark, the women of my family, but like harking back into slavery days, they had a meeting and was like, should we allow this boy to get a whooping? Because if you did bad back in slavery times, the women folk would come together and would say, yay or nay. They do this. If you was fitting to get a whooping, either the daddy or the big buck or the master was gonna whip your ass. If they said no, it ain't gonna happen, they would have figured out a way. They would have sent you up north. They would have figured out a way where it won't gonna happen. Well, I punched my sister in the eye. What you think happened?
You wore your ass out.
Get him, boss.
Hey, I said I'm not. He had to whip me, and when he had to whip me, he said I can't whip you here because it's gonna be bad. He had to take me somewhere to whoop me.
Damn.
Yeah, B.
He took you out the Gucci.
Yeah.
You got whooped on location.
He took me to my grandma's house. He took me to my grandma's house, my big mama house, and he said go into the back. And I swear to God, I felt like I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life, but it taught me an important lesson. Still to this day, I will always protect my sisters.
Me too.
I will always. Because of that ass whooping, I know as long as I'm alive, I'm going to protect my sisters, Brent and Tim. Okay? Understand? All right, anybody got any stories of when you bucked against your dad? Anybody want to take one first?
I'll go.
Go, B.
Mine wasn't so bad. You know, my dad, when we were growing up, he was always talking about how bad he was, how he took karate and did all this other stuff. But I was bad too. You know, I football, wrestling, and he said, I see you out there doing stuff now. You think you can handle your old man? I said, you don't want none of me. So he kept pushing me.
Wait, B.
Yeah.
You told your daddy you don't want none of me.
Yes.
Oh, you would have got shot.
You the TV champ.
That's the only way he could have beat me. When I was like 15, I was bigger and stronger than my dad, and I knew it. So he pushed me, kept saying, "Oh, what you got?" It was a quick Magnum TA belly to belly. He hit the ground hard. The sound he made, a dad stop making fun of his kid. You should never hear your dad make a noise like that. It's demoralizing. But yeah, he understood then.
Are you telling us that you whipped your dad's ass?
I could have whooped him if I wanted to. I just belly to belly and let him down.
Hey, Mark, all I heard was a belly to belly.
Yo, he whooped his dad's ass, man.
Hold on. I'm sorry, B, because that's all I heard was that. What precipitated you and your dad having this meeting of the minds?
Well, of course, I was in football, track, wrestling. That was kind of a big thing back in Franklin, as far as sports go. And I had just got the strongest Bronco award for weightlifting.
He's about to give us his Al Bundy Polk High story.
Yeah, and I got my 4 touchdowns in one game. Yeah. But so he said, "Yes." Let me show him what you got. So he kept pushing me. I'm like, "Dad, stop, Dad. I don't want to hurt you." I don't think he liked that too much. So he kept instigating it.
Oh man, this is great.
So it was a lockup. We locked up. I popped the hips. His feet in the air. His back to the ground.
He Kurt Angled him.
Oh yeah.
His pops.
Yeah,
It was more.
like
It was.
all I
It
heard
was.
was this is a wrestling friendly podcast because I'm a big
It was a
wrestler.
Magnum TA type thing.
Yeah. When you hear popping the hips, all I hear is Shane McMahon going through glass window via Kurt Angle at King of the Ring, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good
But I came
story.
down on top of him.
That's a good
Marcus, and then I'm gonna save Tim for last because
one. Okay.
Mr.
Well,
Smith, I don't know how he put up with him. The was one good story for Taking No Shorts podcast of you challenging your pops.
I didn't do a whole lot of that, man. I'm telling you, I grew up with James Evans. And I also had an older brother who was prone to rule breaking, to keep with the wrestling terminology.
Oh,
So,
hold on, your brother got more ass whoopers to
oh,
keep it.
my brother's 6 years older than me, and my brother did all of the things, man. He did the things. Like he stole the car, he got arrested. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he did the thing. So whenever he was getting the business, I just sat back and watched, and including the time where he stood up to Pops and it didn't work out for him. Like you see these videos, right? You see these videos. There's a lot of videos that I'm seeing on the internet, like the TikToks, right? They'll show a dude like beating up a dog, and then the dog is looking at the dog saying, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do what that dog did." I was the dog in this analogy. Like I saw my brother, I was like, "Yeah, I don't have to do that. You got to do that."
Next
The
time I do
closest.
one of these is when I'm gonna have that drop because the drop for it exactly would be right there.
Yeah, yeah. The closest I got to like the Pops was in the hospital. He'd been ill, and I drove up to Jersey to go see him after he told me not to. So when I rolled up in the hospital, he was like, "What you doing here? I told you not to come. You in the hospital." That's as close as I ever got to like challenging my Pops, man.
Man,
Here's what
And
I
that ain't
say.
even no challenge.
I want to talk to your brother about that. Like, what did your dad catch him with a combo? Did he?
Man, I just know it. Hey, look, I saw my father fight a couple times. Like
Right.
I saw him take my uncle down. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
I wasn't doing no challenging that dude.
Tim, I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna share a quick story about my dad, man. My dad told me, and as we get older, I learned that this is my birthday, so I'm not gonna put my number out there, but let's just say I'm a black Gen Xer and I exuberate black Gen excellence. Yeah, dig, you know. So as I get older, me and my dad's relationship wasn't that good, but as we got older, you get tight, You just got to because you going through stages of life like a man just like he did. So we in a car one day, and he said, "I'm gonna tell you this story about one day where I had to pull out my dad keep a shotgun. Like he one of them all. He country like Tim. Like he'll do handguns and revolvers and shit. He have fucking Elmer Fudd shit, right?" And he said he was at my grandma house. My grandma house was the party house. Okay. She get down with the get down. There was tunk, spades, liquor. It wasn't the liquor house, but if you wanted to party on a Friday, Saturday, that where it was. But there's me running around. It's 5, 6, 7. My cousins, my sisters, and everybody running around, right? And my dad, one night, he was like, he told my grandma, he said, "These people got to go." My grandma, that's his mother. And he was like, she was like, "You ain't tell nobody where to go. If we gonna party, we gonna party." You know? So he said, "Well, I'm going to get my gun. If ain't nobody gone by the time I get back, everybody catch a buckshot." And he said that he told me the story right here about how he went to the basement, got the gun, came out because it was past bedtime, And his explanation to me was my sisters and my cousins, female cousins, everybody, it's time to go to bed. It's hard for them to go to bed. So, with all that commotion in the house, so he cleared out that motherfucker. He came and he say, as soon as when you have a weapon, when you hear that chamber go back, when you hear that click click, he said, yeah, he said when I hit that joke, he said the motherfuckers scattered like roaches. And I said, man, you was a bad motherfucker, because they could have whooped your ass and took your gun.
Hey, yo, Grizz, the whole time you telling this story, right? You want to know the part I got stuck at, and I just stayed right there when you talked about Lil Grizzy running around, and all I'm picturing is Lil Kane in Minister Society.
That's what it was. That's what it was. We had to
That's what I'm picturing. You wandering around, you got AWACS giving you beer, like.
I don't even, I tell stories. And on my birthday, I would tell stories to people about what created and what made me, and I'll never take it away. I'll never take it away. It's a beauty, and you shared the post. I think I liked it. What KRS say, you got to take the old with the new.
Yeah.
We mix it together, and that's how you get the culture. That's the culture. Like, I'm not gonna kick out no young. I'm all with the young shit. I'm all with it. Don't do no John Morant shit though. Because that's when I have to, that's when I have to say something.
Yeah. I always worried about the kids whose parents hid the world from them. I never liked that. I never hid the world from my kid either. I dig that. This is what I do. You better off knowing who your daddy is, for real.
Right. You better off being transparent, good or bad, because you got to trust that. Here's what I say to the atheist and the agnostic: you got to trust that God is going to lead them. If you aren't, I think it's the truth of the way. It's the truth. Ain't that a saying term, like the truth is the way? Ain't that like some type of creed for somebody in comic books or something?
Is that the Mandalorian or something?
Yeah, it's the Mandalorian or some shit, right?
This is the way.
This is the way. If you give
another fairy tale
truth, God is gonna come through. So last but not least, before I get into and wrap up the pod for the night, because we got one more subject I'm gonna get into, and it's gonna be good. And I gotta finish. I gotta roll my medicinal up so we can talk about this. So if you got another half an hour, guys, I appreciate you. Look. When you have a birthday, you don't have a lot of revolutions left. You don't. You better enjoy this thing. When I sign off tonight, I'm going to enjoy this thing. Can you smell what I'm putting down? Can you cooking what I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying? All right, tell him. I ain't even smoked yet, B.
Sure.
But B know what I'm talking about. Tell him.
Barely.
Yeah. I know. I know your dad. I know what was said when your daddy transitioned, because he had the hardest of time of the world with you. Tell us in the internet, in the world, tell your baby girl for perpetuity on the internet how you buck up on your daddy.
A lot of people don't know this story, but I never forget. Well, I never forget, man. This day, I was still a little kid, and I just got my ass whooped by my dad and my older brother. For some reason, my dad would whoop him first, and then he'll whoop me. So after my older brother's already finished crying and shit, I'm still crying.
Hold on. Hey, Mike, you can't let him do you like that.
No, I said my older brother, so Eddie.
Oh, he whoop Eddie.
Yeah, so after Eddie's finished crying and shit, he can sit back and now laugh at me because I'm still crying. So finally, I'm pissed off. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna take a belt, and I'm gonna see if my daddy know what it feel like to get a whooping. So I waited for my dad to get up.
Hold on, you gotta see. Hey, this old Mark face.
Oh,
Y'all gotta see. Oh my god.
I'm wiping my tears and shit, and like he don't know.
Hold on. Before you go on, how old are you in this story?
I was like maybe 10.
oh man.
Yo,
He busted that
man.
first. He busted that first.
So I'm waiting in the dining room around the corner, just like this. I'm like, yeah, he's getting ready to come get a beer. He come in the corner, and I was like, ha!
Oh,
I hit my dad with my belt, and he looked around and looked at me and was like,
What you doing?
hell? And all I can look at him was like, hey. He was like, hell. He picked up my belt, and I'm still hanging on the belt with it. He's like, go back upstairs. I was like, oh man, that was
That's crazy, man.
Now, Marcus, you mentioned James Evans.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that. It reminded me. I felt like that dude that was staying over with Mike, the bully.
yeah.
He snatched him and pulled him back in that room. That's exactly what the shit felt like that day. I got the Big Mac because
Eddie. His name was Eddie.
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
My
I had that today.
Shit out of me after that.
I had that Jeopardy question today while I was at the spa. First question for 400 would be, who is the little snot nose? He had a perm too, my nigga.
Yeah.
God damn.
And he came back in a later episode because he was the little dude with Mad Dog when they shot JJ.
Yep.
Sure did. So another random question was, I'm an Anchorman fan. I like Will Ferrell. I like Anchorman, right? And the spot girl was like, I don't know how we got on into it, but I said, what's the name of Anchorman's dog, right? Because the dog jumped into the bear pit to protect Will Ferrell's character or whatever. And we said that she giving me a happy long time and everything. And then finally I say, Baxter. That's an inside joke. Nobody will get it but me. Thank you guys for sharing bucking on your dad's stories on Grizz's birthday, because we all are parents. Me, B, Tim, Marcus J. And we need to put this down so when times go on and our kids get to be our age and they figure out that they think dad or mom or uncle or auntie or somebody is an old fogey, trust me, this is what you need to hear. This is what you need to hear. I would have loved for the internet to have been around when Harriet Tubman was around. Because I'm telling you, you would not have none of the problems.
John Morant would have got them caught.
Yeah. She would
He'd have been taking pictures. She would have shot him.
The spirit of Harriet Tubman or Frederick Douglass or even W.E.B. Du Bois would have yoked your ass up while you was in that car with that boy and say, man, you tripping. You tripping. Last thing before we wrap up for Taking No Shorts podcast, I appreciate you guys. Again, B, my co-host, Tim, another frequent co-host of Taking No Shorts, and Marcus J, Legacy Internet Radio founder, Ain't No Half Stepping host, and Yogi. Hey, I was checking out a London concert of Bob Marley, Mark, last night, right?
77 or 78?
77.
Yep.
He was a bad man.
Yeah.
That was bad. Well, I say bad in a good way, but
that's the Exodus tour. Yeah. That's the Exodus tour. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good shit. Good shit, man. I posted this on an episode Friday. B was there. It'll be coming out soon on all streaming platforms. Make sure you like, share, subscribe anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. Also on youtube.com/the @ Taking No Shorts pod. And for a nominal fee, when I say nominal, B, what I'm talking about?
Half dozen eggs?
Yeah, half a dozen of eggs, because a dozen of eggs will set your ass back. But a half a dozen, 6 eggs, you can, for the same price of 6 eggs, you can listen to me, B, and Tim and Mark. I don't think Mark might participate though, cause Mark, he would, because you got to pay for it. But you would hear some very risque shit. And when I say shit, I'm literally talking about shit. I'm not gonna go there because I gotta roll my weed. All right. We talked about this on a previous episode, and I just wanted to parlay this with you guys tonight. Where do you see the world in 20 years from your perspective, right? So if we are middle-aged, right, Gen Xers, we out of respect, I won't put up, because I don't want nobody. I still look good, but I don't want nobody to put. I put that Beijing. What's that shit in my? I put my Tim don't give a fuck. You could tell. Look at him. Look at Tim.
That's right.
Mark has nothing to worry about because he's got baby face. He got plenty of hair. You know, as long as you ain't got to make him put on his glasses, he all right. But no, seriously, where do you see the world in 20 years? Because we got kids that in 20 years, they might be, for my sake, in 20 years, my kids are going to be my age to this very day or younger. Or in 20 years, we might be retired or out of the loop or not cool. What do you see, especially when you think about the way, how fast technology is moving? And I'm saying artificial intelligence, because honestly, who's to say that this is even fucking me right now?
Yeah, we know
Who's
it's you.
to say that? I'm sorry, B?
We know it's you.
Or
If I pull
RuPaul,
my dick out, y'all gonna know it's me.
or RuPaul, because they look real similar.
No, my point is that who wants to take a first step? 2043. Who wants to take a stab at it? What do you think the world is going to look like when you're that age, or your children or people you know are that age? What's it going to look like? Help me out, guys.
I'll take it.
Well, I think we'll be a lot more automated. I mean, a lot of the things that we do now is automated. I mean, you can even get in a car that could park itself. So I think that we'll continue down that path. A lot of things like fast food joints, and I mean, you already going in the supermarket and you got self checkout, or you can pull out your cell phone, press a button, and they'll bring shit to you. You know what I mean? Like I think we will continue down that sort of path. As far as technology, I think as far as the country, I think the country is going to get browner, and I think the economy is going to favor the what we call 1% now, even more then. So it'll be unfortunate because we're going to begin to get a little more gray with regards to the color, if that makes sense. But as far as the money, I think because they already the economy is already shifting. Remember when we were younger, we had trickle down, whereas now we don't even have any concept of sharing and getting along, that sort of thing. So
I
the
won't
unfortunate
mind.
reality is I don't think any of that's going to get any better. I think it's going to get worse.
You're right. I agree. I agree with that part. Tim, you had a piece. 20 years from now, 2043. I'm gonna tell the world. I'm gonna be retired. I'm gonna be what you call Big Mama and Papa now. In 20 years, I'm gonna be that guy, right? So how I look at the world, not just here in RVA or DMV or the United States. How I look at the world is the question that I'm getting at. Go ahead, Tim.
To be honest with you, things are gonna be much different in 20 years. But to be honest with you, Armageddon is going to be happening in 20 years.
B, hold on. B ain't saying nothing about. I don't even agree with that. Hold on. Why you gonna say Armageddon?
Yeah. The world is not going to be able to handle all of this change and all this foolishness that's going to be going on. So I think within
We
20
first,
years,
nigga.
Jesus will be back within 20 years.
Oh, wait a minute. I need all of my drops for that. B, you hear him?
I hear him. I hear that.
I mean, that's a hashtag. I mean, somebody got to put that out. I mean, if you want to trend, Tim, that's a way to trend.
Well, I'm not looking for clicks.
I am.
I'm
Because I'm trying to retire. But
I thought my take was dystopian.
no. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need an interpreter, in all due respect, I've known this man since 8th grade. He does not need an interpreter. I'll let you say it again, Tim. In 20 years, by 2043, you expect what?
Jesus will be back.
In Jesus' form? You talking about the white shaggy Jesus, or?
No, I'm talking about the real Jesus, the black Jesus will be back. And I'm saying he will be back because he's going to put a stop to Armageddon and all this stuff that's going on
Oh,
right
nigga,
now.
you sound like David Koresh. Come on, nigga.
Hey, you call it what you want, but things are going to get a lot worse, and then he will be back.
Well, all right, so I won't put words in your mouth. I can't, because I know you. I think I know what you mean by that. But as I pass it to the atheist of Taking Those Short podcast, I will let him retort. I ain't even gonna say no more. Let him retort.
Well, I was with him. I was with him until the Jesus part. Last week I said there was going to be probably 2 recessions because I know we're going to have a housing crash because we keep building and building, but not putting anything inside these buildings.
You mean like China did? Like China built a lot of real estate, and then because of the population, they didn't have anybody to afford. They had the population, but they couldn't afford.
Yeah, rent's going up. They keep building, but they're not paying anybody anymore. So it's going to crash. It's going to all come tumbling down. There's going to be I think it's going to be a double dip recession. So the housing going to fall, and some going to fall behind it because we don't produce anything.
It's not a depression, but like a double.
Oh, it's going to be
making money, but you're not making money.
I think it's going to be a double dip depression, where we're coming out of it and we're going to go right back in it.
Why is it that everybody's got gloom? I mean, you polled for. So far, 3 black Gen Xers, intelligent, college educated, and you all see gloom.
Yeah.
All right, let me be contradictory.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I see, if you do in 2043, you, as the guy that I am today in 2023, on my birthday, I say you have to prepare. Not in a bad way. Because just as much as there's going to be bad out there, guys, I honestly believe there's going to be good. Not on the political front, trust me. Because politics and money, they go hand in hand and they corrupt. So I think about on the humanistic level, because I see stories of our children going to school and rejecting like what they doing in Florida, or going through all of these school shootings and seeing that because we don't have the will or the courage to do something, that they are going to do something. And I think they're going to have a pushback. They know, and that's what I teach my kids. Look, you want to be progressive, I'm all for you being progressive. My job is to let you know that there's people that don't want you to progress. And you have to be ready for that. You can't just think that you can change the world. Because when we were young, right, guys, when we were young, we thought we could do whatever we wanted to until reality hit, right?
Yeah.
And then we had to figure out how to negotiate that. And so my job on my birthday and looking towards the future for 20 years from now is to let the people that I know and close to say, look, this is what I think is going to happen, but you got to take the good with the bad, and you can't get caught up in the bad. That's going to always be that, just in different forms, different shapes, you know. It is. I think, like, what we are going through now, think about sharecropping, or think about reconstruction, or think about, like, it's just the only difference is now we doing a podcast. I'm sitting in my suburban home. Mark is, B is, and Tim is. But we surrounded. Am I lying? I don't know. How many white people are in your cul-de-sac, Tim? This is what January 6th did for me, right? January 6th, I got a group text message. And we'll wrap it up, guys. I thank you so much. First, Kobe. I had the group text message about Kobe, right? And I was like, nah, this is some TMZ shit, because we living in this age. And then I cut on, I'm not going to say the channel, but I cut on the news, and it says that Kobe Bryant is the best basketball player, in my opinion, outside of Michael Jordan, and even as a Knicks fan, I'm going to say that, you know, has passed away in a helicopter accident. And I'm saying to myself, what? Okay, how? What happened? And then 3 weeks later, the NBA All-Star game, they take all the cats off the court because they say that's a virus that's come. I don't think people realize the trauma that was placed on the country. Like, there's a virus that's coming, and you got to stay in your house for a year. How long y'all stay in the house? B?
I didn't.
Tim?
I was essential employee.
Tim?
I didn't.
How long you stay in the house?
I didn't. Essential personnel.
Mark, how long you stay in the house when COVID broke out?
I stayed in the house probably till COVID broke out in March, so probably till about July. I work in the field, and my job had us working from home until July. So, you know, I guess what's that? The first 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
The condom factory did not stop working.
To Mark, I'm gonna let you give a shout out to my cousin.
To your cousin? Yo, peace. Which one of your cousins? So I can address him directly.
Oh shit, my cousin that's your co-host.
Oh, yo, what's up, man? Is that my brother John?
That's my brother John.
Oh, tell John I said, well, shit, you ain't got to tell John. What's up, brother?
I'm about to text him. I'm about to peace out to him now. Peace, cuz.
Yeah, man. Peace to you, man.
Hey, I saw the way you said his name. John Green. Like,
we have a lot of fun, man. We have a lot of fun, and everybody's a good sport. So yeah, I pick on him, and he's a good sport for letting me.
Can I give a shout out to your other cousin?
Fuck you, Tim. I know who you trying to give a shout out to. My female cousin, because you think you want her.
I was talking about the sisters.
I know I want her.
Y'all terrible, man. Y'all terrible.
Peace
Be your own
John.
people too.
Much love. What did I end up on since I started smoking my pipe? Oh, B, you my co-host. Tell me what I left off at before I wrap up.
I don't know.
Well, guess what, guys? Guess what? Guess what? He did no drugs, no alcohol.
Nope.
He does not know anything. He did no drugs, no alcohol. Tim,
I'm
you want to give it a
naturally
shot?
dumb.
Want to give it a shot? Where did I leave off on before I gave a shout out to my cousin, John Green, co-host of Taking Ain't No Half Stepping? Where did I leave off on?
It's chasing that squirrel somewhere.
Yeah.
Silence is deadly in podcasting. Am I right, Marcus J?
Yeah, absolutely it is. But he's
These
not
are the
wrong.
guys that I'm dealing with.
I mean, you went in a lot of different places, and we just was riding with you. You went from COVID to you went to Kobe, and how
He was
long
trying
we
to
stay home.
get for January 6th and all that.
January 6th. Yeah.
But
I think
that's why
he was connecting it all though.
To aliens.
To aliens. Yeah.
I didn't say anything about aliens, B. Y'all can say that if you want. You can say that if you want.
Yeah, it's aliens.
My puppy is looking at me. So as I get ready to wrap up, think about what you all want to say to me on my birthday on Taking No Shorts podcast. I'm going to start with the co-host of Taking No Shorts. His name is on his hat. He's my college roommate. He might have seen me naked. And
definitely seen your sisters naked.
See? See? Come on, buddy. Come on.
Can't throw it at me and just set me up like that. You got to go for the joke. So,
come on.
Thank you for having you guys here on Taking No Shorts with B.
All right. Go ahead, Brent.
Go ahead, what?
You said you're going to wrap up the show. You're going to wrap up your part of the show tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Brent, you got anything you want to say before Friday's show? Wish me happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Your sister from last week. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. And let's see what I got. There is no God, and see y'all Friday. With my health, okay. I gotta go to the doctor Friday. I'm getting a new leg.
Sean said thank you, B.
I'm getting a new leg with a flexible ankle, so it's a new and improved. So I can actually do some running.
For you.
Hey, I might take one of them legs. You got 4 of them. Shoot.
Thank you, B. I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you can make it on Friday. I know you will. If not,
yeah, I'm off the weekend, so I'm down there.
Oh, well then we really showing up. Make sure. Oh, before I go and give it to the rest of my guests tonight, we will be premiering the webisode web series called My Last Run, produced by 804 E Beats, my videographer. I'm in it. I'm not going to say what role I play, but just to let you know, you will not like me. But I'm a good actor. So make sure you check that out when it drops. That's called My Last Run, 804 E Beats Productions, and Al Tariq Al is producing it. I think Al's last name is Gasson, but we don't do official last names. Anyway, Tim, you got.
Well, I heard she was doing that Samuel Jackson character.
Tonight? Timothy.
Yo.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up? What do you don't take no shorts with? What you ain't playing with? Or you gonna wish your boy happy birthday? Or you forgot?
Happy birthday,
Mr. Grizzly. That was
all right. Well, first of all, happy birthday, my brother, and Nation rules. He gets pissed off when I do this shit.
Don't show that shit.
Show that ceiling again.
You know how many years he's been on Amazon from Germany to New Mexico to Maryland to back to Virginia to put that whole goddamn bullshit ass room together. If we saw them lose the Super Bowl there though, shout out to Tom Brady.
Yeah, see, we in the house, we in there. All right. So,
that Isaac Bruce?
Yes, sir. Anyway.
See, I remember when he was a Raiders fan too, though. He ain't got no Raiders shit up there, though. Look at his face.
Again, Jay.
I'm a Niners fan. Ain't no Niners up here. If I flip this camera around, it'll be the same thing.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Thank you.
You cheap suit wearing motherfucker.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Last but not least, he is the host of Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. Hold on. B, if the name is on his hat, then the name is in his goddamn show. Right.
There you go.
He's also the founder of Legacy Internet Radio. He's been in this game and been putting it down, and I'm so honored to call him my homeboy, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus J.
Peace, man. You know, it's a grand time, man. You done spun around the big star the amount of times that you have, and today we commemorate that. There was a time in my life where I didn't appreciate birthdays the way that I should have. One of the things that I've learned about you is you love your birthday. I've grown to love mine. Today, your brothers, including me, celebrate you. So I appreciate my kinship with you. I love you. And I hope that the rest of your birthday and your year is worthy of the grand time that you deserve, my brother. So happy birthday. Blessed Earth Strong.
Namaste, my guy. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Marcus J. As I wrap up tonight, to the last week or two, difficult. It was Mother's Day, and it is the second Mother's Day that I've had without my mom. The first Mother's Day I had without my mom, I was just numb. I still can't believe it. And then I woke up Sunday morning and it hit me that my mom is not on this rock. Here's what I'll say where my mom is. I'm a wholehearted believer in this, and if you disagree, it's okay. You can disagree. I won't even say fuck you. The old me would have said fuck you if you disagree, but the new me is like, it's okay if you disagree. She has the ability to see other places that we on this rock can't see. She gets to skip on stars, gets to roll around in different galaxies, and gets to see things that the human eye on this rock can't see. It's my duty until I'm on that same plane to transfer that to the people that look like me, that feel like me, that think like me. Just to the people. It's my duty. So I would be remiss if I didn't give the spirit of my mom on my birthday to this podcast, because that's what Taking Those Shorts is all about. While you're here, make it count. I have no outro music tonight. So for B, for Tim, for Marcus J, thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. I'll sign off. I have to remember to hit the end broadcast, and then I'm going to go play with my dog. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.